Hi guys, it's your boy Bequanis Looby with a first time review of a movie. So I waited until the hype died down before I decided finally to watch a movie that has been in the hearts and minds of fellow members of both the World Wide Web as well as, the greater zeitgeist. Barbie. Yeah, of all the things I could be reviewing, Barbie? What? What? Yes, Barbie. I've been thinking about. Oh, something right here. Oh, wait, that's acne, okay. I've been thinking about its effect. Well, I thought about the actual movie, its effect in relation to what it actually covered. I have a few hiccups about Barbie. Because what even got me interested in the first place was seeing it on Instagram. The first iteration of the memes that would have emanated from its release. The whole Barbie Oppenheimer juxtaposition. The tone of both of them. I mean, both of them do explore internal problems in comparison to the real world, the greater world. I haven't watched Oppenheimer yet, so don't think that I'm, the wise one has watched Oppenheimer. Oh my god. No. So more or less, let's get over the overview. So Barbie is more or less a movie about Margot Robbie's iteration of the original Barbie, going through or reverberating the feelings of someone who has played with her. Mini cable spoilers, fuck you. Who has gone through or has started to feel the feelings of someone who is playing with her. She starts to think of death, and that perhaps life being perfect is not everything. Maybe there's more to life than simply waking up and driving around and having fun and being everything that you can or want to be. You see different versions of yourself all around the place, and you're just like, okay, so I can do anything, cool. And Barbie talks a lot about like women and their newfound way of dealing with things. When I say newfound way, I mean as if it uses what has been happening in the real world, politically speaking, like feminism and that kind of stuff, to make it's very intelligent the way that they still like gift wrapped like their commercial, intentions. They wanted to market like even the outfits and so on, the way they do it, but they still give us a story. They're like, oh, we know it's woke politics out here, but so we're gonna use that to our advantage, and we're gonna make sure we still make money and bring back investment and interest more than we ever could have before in our product, Barbie. So more or less, Barbie goes through the whole movie is low-key like a Dark Night of the Soul type shit. Like, it's like, oh my god, I'm not a perfect little princess. Something's wrong. Let me go to the real world and find out, just like that. But one of the main problems, I just used 4 minutes just to say, I'm pissed off with how they did Ken. Because I was expecting to go, because that's part of why I originally went and watched the movie. Ken. I just kept seeing these memes about Kenergy and what is it? I'm just Ken, da 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 da, whatever the song is. Respect to Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie. Or, back and forth, the other way around, whatever. But like, they gave us a taste. It was so satirical, you know, the way they did Ken. Because, like, Barbie has this whole thing where she's like, oh, I'm going to go to the real world. And then everybody's a jackass. Oh, what? Hey, yo. And they're just like, oh, we just hide it better, the patriarchy. I'm like, pick your poison. Men and horses. You know, like, that kind of shit. It was like... So it's like they're trying to posit Barbie or like as a representative of girls, as this homogenous figure in the life of girls, and say, oh, how, you know, yeah, we recognize that it's an instrument of fascism, etc., etc. You know, she has not done the best for body dysmorphia issues, issues regarding women's self-esteem, that kind of thing. But if you're going to spend a movie mansplaining in a woman's body, I mean, as an aware person, if you really think about it, at the end of the movie, Barbie goes her own way. Barbie went MGTOW at the end of the movie. Yeah. She went, like, the men going the old wish type shit. She was not with them. She was not going to be with Ken, okay? And she did not want people choosing her life for her because she's a woman, she has to do this. No. She went and chose her own way. She went and said, I am going to do something for her, myself. And first thing she did was go and check out for her health. And my problem with that mainly is, how can she do that? And it's so melismatic, it's so commendable. You know, it's posited as this great thing. She makes her own decisions, but then when men do it, it's suddenly an act of sexism. You know, that's my thing. Another thing about, like, how they treated Ken in the movie. Okay, Ken is like, oh, I finally have found a place where I am respected, you know. How's it feel? You know, this is how it feels. And that, in a way, if you think about it, that's a very clever way to institute a microcosm of the reaction men have been having to the feminist movement at this point in time. And if you really look closely, with Barbie's interaction with her in, like, the second act, I would try to say, of the movie, when she goes to find out about, you know, what's happening in the real world and how it's affecting her. And Wade Barbie gives her the choice between a stiletto and the Birkenstock. That alludes to 1999's The Matrix, where Morpheus offers Neo the red pill or the blue pill. It's very obvious for those in the know. But at the end of the movie, Ken is just there like, oh, I'm just Ken. I'm just Ken. I can be Ken by myself. I'm Kenoff. What does that mean? What does that mean? That is such an incomplete arc in comparison to Barbie's, you know, I am going to go on my own adventure. Ken is left back in Barbie land, like, just like, and the President Barbie says that they're going to make a whole new decision, right? They're going to make a whole new Barbie land. We're not going back to the way things were. Will Ferrell. We're going to make a new thing. And Issa Rae, she sold that line. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, so you just showed us through your big evil plan, which is very much a very good institution of what women do, pitting men against one another. But, like, if it's going back to normal, what is, like, if you're changing it to something else, what is it? Not even the... Exactly, I tell that. What is it? What's the new normal? If Barbie can't tell us what the new normal is, they're trying their best on a PG-13 rating to give us some sense of what the hell could happen next. Barbie could not tell us they have the faintest idea. They have the faintest idea after they pitted all of us against one another. And this is another thing. That there is a fantasy when they say, okay, we pitted all of them against one another so we could take over. In a way, that's a very good allusion to what could be happening today, where women are taking over the jobs and so on, and men are like, oh, male marginalization type shit. Tell me now, in the real world, do you actually think that that would work? Don't you think that, unlike in Barbie land, men would get smart to that? Think of it this way. There was always this analogy that I was aware of. I think one of my mentors told me. You have a spider infestation in the house. You try to kill the spiders that you see. What you don't understand is the spiders that survive are the smarter ones. You just made the spider population that you're trying to kill all that more resilient, inadvertently speaking. Antibiotics in the real world have been getting harder and harder to potently use. If you look online, do your research, do your research, like that kind of shit. So in the real world, yeah, you're pitting us against one another, but when we get smart, what you're going to do next? You know, and that's what Barbie can't answer. It's a very good satire, but it doesn't correctly encapsulate what is happening now and what is supposed to happen and what is going to happen in the coming years in this political landscape. So that's just a taste. It's 12 minutes we're in. That's just a taste of my sentiments regarding Barbie. I enjoyed the movie. I really did. And if anybody has anything to say in retort, you're very free to share your comments below. Though I'm doubtful anybody's going to have anything to say. And I am thankful that you stayed this far. If you did, thank you very much for watching. I've been your humble host, Bequanis Looby. And that's my review of Barbie. Barbie 2023, starring Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. Stay safe, guys.